Hey, what's up everybody? It's Taylor, and for today's video, I'm going to be polishing these Lake Superior agates that we found at the 2019 season. And to start it out, I'm going to show you the lapidary well that I made. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I made, how I made it, and then we can move on to polishing some agates. Alright, the first thing I got here, this bucket is going to be my water system. But the silicone that I applied way earlier today, it's still a little wet, so I'm going to be using kind of a different jig today. But yeah, this will be the valve to kind of adjust the flow of the water, and it'll hook in here and then run a hose in like so. So yeah, pretty good size well. I'll be able to put quite a bit of water in there without having to worry about it. But for today, I'm going to be using this bag that's going to run down and go in here. So that's the water system I'll be using. And here is the well. I'm super excited about it. So I got some plexiglass that I bolted down, got some sealer that goes all the way around to keep it sealed in nice and tight, a nice controlled environment. Got ports for my hands, and this is inside the well right now. Okay, so you can see got a nice little armrest on there as well. It's pretty easy to drill some holes. Might make them a little bigger, we'll see. And then on the side here, a nice little porthole to stick my tool in to do the polishing, because I'm going to be using a Dremel with a flex shaft. And sorry again about the mess. I'm kind of trying to get everything organized, start working on stuff today. I got some grinding bits, got 600 grit diamond bits, and then after I'm done with that, I'll be able to go through different stages of these wet sandpapers that I got that are designed to polish stones. And then right here is the beginning piles that I've made to go through and start polishing. But I'm going to be starting with something else today. I'm not sure yet. We'll get to that to show you what I'll be working on. But yeah, once I'm done with all this, these sandpapers, I'm going to finish it off with some cerium oxide polishing compound, and the Dremel kit I got also came with this little thing, this polishing compound. Maybe I can try later and compare the two, but for this one I'm just going to be using this. So I'm going to show you what agate I'm going to pick for my first polish, and then we can get started. Alright, so I got a few here that I was going to maybe try to go over, do some polishing on to start this whole thing out with, but I'm gonna go with just this one. I'm gonna try to just clean that up, clean the face up here, and give it a nice clean look to it here. It's got some nice bands on there, kind of hard to tell, but we'll do our best to clean it up and we'll see how it goes. So I'll take some before pictures, and then once it's all said and done, we can do some after pictures and be able to compare the two. So I'm going to get a few things set up here to get going on polishing, and I just wanted to say too, this is the first time ever doing anything in the lapidary realm, so I'm very, very excited about it. I did a little fiddling with one earlier, a really small stone, and I can already feel the addiction into this is already setting in. I'm super excited to get my hands on it. So I'm going to fill this bag, get the Dremel hooked up, and we can start going. Alright, so I got the Dremel hooked up, I got my grinding bits, I got this here. I'm going to hook it up, and then we can get going on kind of grinding away some of the unwanted material on this agate. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be awesome. Alright, so after I get some of that stuff kind of grinded off, I'll move on to the more 600 grit. As you can see, it's kind of more rough. The 600 grit diamond bits are going to be a lot better. So yeah, super pumped. So we'll get this kind of snaked in here, and I'll get the water turned on and we'll get going. Alrighty, so I've been grinding away on it for about 10 minutes and I actually made a pretty good dent. I want to do a little bit more in a couple spots. I'll give you a close-up to see what I'm talking about. I'm pretty surprised. It looks really good, and that's just with the grinding stone. That's not even the 600 grit diamond bit. So pretty happy so far, and really haven't been working on it that long, so I'm super pumped. I'll turn the camera on and show you. Alrighty, so as you can see with the glare of the light, it's really rough, but we're getting to see some new bands, different colors. I do want to take this little piece. It looks like there's a slight fracture there. I do want to go over that just a little bit more, but besides that, I think getting pretty close to starting in on the 600 grit. Like I said, it's my first time, so I'm kind of learning tricks as we go here, but this is really fun. Kind of relaxing, just the hum of the Dremel, and yeah, getting to turn this really rough agate into hopefully just this window right here into a polished piece. It already looks way different than the off the bat. I'm super pumped. I'm really looking forward to seeing it kind of tidied up here. Peek. Well, I think it's ready for the next stage, the 600 grit bit. So I'm gonna get that put on and then hit that for a little while, and then we can move on from there. So as I was changing that bit out, this thing dried, and I'm just kind of taking a peek at it, and it's kind of cool. You can tell, like right here where that silver part is right there, that I might have hit it with the more chrome part of that bit, and then up top here, spots that probably could have ground down to, but I'll try to get a lot taken off with the 600 grit here. So yeah, kind of give you a little benchmark to go off of. Alright, so this is like 2 minutes after the 600 grit. The bands are really starting to pop, and I'm super pumped. I'm really happy with how it's going. It's, like I said, super relaxing, and my hands are definitely a little sore, but besides that, like, this is really awesome. It's really turning out. I'm definitely seeing a lot better banding in the middle here. I'm really looking forward to seeing the before and after picture, but I'm gonna keep hitting it here with that 600 grit bit for a little while, probably like 10-15 more minutes, and then we'll move on to the wet sandpaper. Alright, so I think I spent enough time on the 600 grit. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. It's all dried up. It looks pretty good. Looks like, I think, starting to hit it with the sandpaper. The wet sandpaper is going to be good. I'll turn the camera on and show you the different grits I have for that stuff. Alright, for the wet, waterproof sandpaper, I got 1000 grit, 1200, 1500, 2000, that's upside down, it says 2500, and 3000. And like I said, follow up with the cerium oxide that I got for the polish. and I think that should be good. I don't know how long it's going to take between each stage, so what I'll do is just start going after it, and then between each stage, after the stage is done, I'll put like after 1000 grit, after 1200, 1500, 2000, yada yada. So we'll just see how that goes. Alrighty, so I got the agate all polished up by hand through the 3000 grit. Definitely learned a lot of lessons through this one. This one's turning more into the lessons learned first polish than more of like a polish to completion. I learned a lot that through working more with the Dremel, I can avoid a lot of time through hand polishing, so I don't have to polish through like little divots and stuff. Which is what took so long, because it took me about 2 hours each grit, and there's like 5 stages in the grit, so it took me at least 10 hours of hand polishing, which if I didn't have to do like working through those little divots and stuff, I would have gone a lot quicker. So definitely a big lesson learned, but I think it still turned out pretty good for my first one. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show you what we got, and then I'm going to apply the cerium oxide. Alright, so here it is after the 3000 grit. As you can see, there's a lot of little divots and stuff that were there that I didn't quite work out with the Dremel, which is a big lesson learned. But you know, for the first time, learning a lot of lessons, it's all okay. Definitely will help through the next time in the next video. But I'm gonna go through and add this cerium oxide and see how it turns out after a polish. Alright, so here it is polished up with that cerium oxide. I can definitely see kind of like a mirrored image in there, and like I said, I understand it doesn't look perfect, but those little dents and rivets definitely could have been avoided if I worked them out a little better with the Dremel off the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it for now and use it as a kind of a memory piece to remember not to do the stuff again, and make sure I work it out early on so I don't have to work really hard and probably have to start over. But I had learned a lot of lessons through this polishing, and I'm super happy with how it went, honestly, for my first time. I know I have a lot of flaws in it, but you know what, it was super fun, and I have some other ones that I'm going to do for the next polish that might be a little easier, not quite, as you can see, this one had some edges and stuff, which, like I said, I could work that out in the beginning, but the other ones will be a little flatter, so I think it'll be a lot better. So I'm excited about that. Well, I think that worked out pretty well. The whole process for my first time, it kind of turned into a big lesson learning experience for me, because I learned a lot of things that I wish I would have known before starting. But it's just going to make the next time polishing these agates really fun. I have a few picked out for next time, so I'm really looking forward to starting that. If you guys got any helpful tips or tricks for this stuff, please let me know, because that was my first time doing it, and really everything helps because learning a lot of stuff as I go here, so anything is appreciated. I appreciate you guys watching as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider it. I love hearing from you guys and taking you with on all the adventures that we go on. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.